Welcome to CarCast number 1.
Love. We're good friends. Cheers.
It's a good time. Good time.
That tastes horrible. Oh my god. That tastes horrible. Prednisone does not taste good at all.
Alright. Today in this video, we're gonna talk about the new, news on the iOS 9 app?
Well, the new news app, basically.
Yeah.
Where it's just an app you have no choice, but it's now on your phone.
It's pretty good. I use it.
Oh no, I love it.
It's not bad.
That's what I do when I'm in class and the teacher's like transitioning or ranting. I was like, all right, what's happening on? Oh, Pope. You know, Subway with children. Go find articles.
Okay, well, what about this? What age do you feel most confident?
What age?
Yeah. They say the youngest peaks of age is at 11.
That's when they're the most confident and everything?
While self-doubt is the strongest at 17.
I can agree with that. Because 11 is right before puberty.
Yeah,
and
almost.
And
yeah.
our culture really fucks with you when it comes to puberty, because it's like, hey, you're really ugly, but you're trying to get laid for the first time. And that's where 17
just
is like...
puberty, man. Puberty
sucks in general.
Yeah,
your face breaks out in a general plague theme. You know, hair starts growing in places that
I was a
didn't
one
grow
ugly
before.
motherfucker, dude. Like,
huh?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you were chubby back then.
Seriously.
So what did the... You don't even care what the Pope said, did you? Because Pope is
but like, the Pope is a cool dude. I like the Pope.
Okay.
He's a chill ass dude, man. Like, I don't
This
care
new
what that
Pope
guy's
is
like.
chill.
The new Pope, yeah, he's so chill, man.
We had
like,
John Paul, which was like killer. We had this like layover John that was just like he's the first one to like resign, I thought, or something like that. Now we got Francis, and he's like, I'm a chemistry major, so you Republicans need to shut the fuck up.
Did he meet Obama?
It's all over the feed. It's all over the feed that he's like, and he has this big speech coming up and whatnot to Congress. It's because right now it's his first trip to America. So it's a huge deal and everything.
It is, man.
And he's talking like climate change and global politics and stuff like that.
If we had a world leader, I think it would be the Pope.
So you want everyone to go back to the Roman Catholic rule?
But not like it, but
Ages.
not no one's gonna go to the Roman Catholic rule, but like the Pope is like the Queen Elizabeth. She's just there for power, like just for looks.
Yeah.
Pope can't really do anything. Like he can't send somebody to jail.
Well, I'd nominate the Dalai Lama at that point. He is universally respected and considered wise and everything. Frankly, if you just have Queen Elizabeth as like the mascot, and then like the Dalai Lama and the Pope just like figure out how to fix life, you might have something.
What do you think about McDonald's
serving breakfast all day? Fucking yes! Finally. God damn it!
And Chick-fil-A is open.
No,
it's
they're
going to
not.
be open on
They're
Sundays.
not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
You saw it
you know why?
You know why? Post?
You know why?
Because they're losing money.
No, it's because one of the owners, like the main owners for Chick-fil-A, died. So that's why they're going to open on Sundays. Yes.
No, I got a friend that used to work at Chick-fil-A, and she's like, no, this is just crap right now. It's going around the internet. They will never open on Sunday because of the foundations that they're built on and everything with their Christian background.
Well, the owner died, and they're going to open on Sundays to make more money. It's smart.
Financially, yeah. And frankly, it kind of... It's like give and take. It's like give and take. More hours for people to get more money. People now get to, go to Chick-fil-A after their Sunday, hangover or church, whatever you want to call it.
Dude, the Good Burger and That's So Raven, they started a...
the Good Burger came back? Yeah,
they reunited them on...
I thought one of them died.
No.
No? Okay.
Everyone thinks that he's died. No, he's just off the grid.
I saw that, like, Kel died or something.
That's a rumor.
Yeah, okay.
That's a rumor.
Okay.
They always say that because he's off the grid. He really doesn't... He really writes his own stuff.
Keenan's the big one, right?
Keenan's the big one.
And Kel's like the skinny nigga that just is crazy. And isn't he the giant dumbass on that show, basically?
Basically.
Yeah, as a kid, I could not fall into that line of comedy. I just couldn't do it.
I love that show.
There's too much words.
It's not a bad show.
I'm not saying it's not a bad show. Everyone loves that show. As a kid, I had a very short attention span kind of thing. I needed action. I needed progression that made sense to me without understanding the words that were being said.
Did you know that Usher quietly got married?
Yes, in the Bahamas, yes, and had a honeymoon and everything. No one knew. Hey, that's what happens when you open trade with Cuba. What, you think he got paid to go do that, nigga? Or you just...
No, that means you got money, bro.
Well, it's Usher. He's got a couple mil.
But what are you going to be low-key about everything? Well,
I don't know. Propaganda is a bitch, and I don't like cameras.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
I think he's literally the physical embodiment of all of the bigoted, capitalistic shit that's going on in the country. And like Bernie Sanders is like the uprising of...
Dude, Bernie Sanders, man.
That dude is real as fuck.
He's old as shit, but he's still doing it, bro.
I'm sorry, but I am waiting for him to either die of a heart attack or get assassinated, because like a Bobby Kennedy situation. Because he is on point.
What do you think about Kim Davis' refusal?
She's in a position where she is supposed to uphold the Constitution, uphold these certain...
The law.
The law. And what's his face? George Takei? He had the exact rundown that I really take on this. You have a public official, in a clerical position, but a public official is bound to these things that she swore by and doesn't uphold them because of her personal beliefs.
And you go to jail for that.
Yeah, and
it's a big no-no.
And the entire Republican Party is like getting behind it. Funny thing though, that just on the Bernie Sanders top, because right now it's relatively speaking, it's Bernie versus Trump. Yeah. And Hillary has been forgotten.
No one likes Hillary. She hates freedom. She hates freedom.
They had that one guy, the professional, saying how her best bet, or there was somewhere in there that said, the only thing that the media loves more than like a big shot or something like that is a comeback story. And that's like the only chance she's got. The thing is that
it's not gonna happen.
I don't think I wouldn't vote for her.
She doesn't have my vote.
You heard it here first. We're calling out what we're gonna vote for in like what year?
Bernie. I'm voting for Bernie.
Going for Bernie so far. Then you don't die in the next 6 months. Better not. You're looking at you, Illuminati.
What else is going on?
Is that Cave on? Oh, that fucking was Cave on right there.
Ooh, what about
You got a red shirt on, Cave on. If this is you, that was you back there. That was you.
What about the Subway guy? Him
charged with child pornography. Not even that, because that's a very straightforward situation. It's more of celebrity, site celebrity had his skeletons, and skeletons got found out. Sorry to the victims.
Like it wasn't him.
Have you seen the Quiznos counter? Like it was made by the internet. There's no way Quiznos would approve of it. But it's this bigger, fatter guy. If you could get that image up, that'd be like on your phone or something like that. But look up like Quiznos child ad or something like that. Look that up, and it's great. I want to read that out loud. Oh, hold your balls.
Oh, you gotta.
I do not test that.
You literally in the middle of the road.
I'm backing up. I got room. I don't give a fuck. I do not test that. I have gone without a ticket for like a year. I'm not testing that. Sorry for the sudden stop.
That was crazy.
The sign was like, I don't know.
It's a big fat guy. This is our news.
Yes. Read that.
Roger has lost a bunch
Go. Good.
This is our new spokesperson, Roger. Roger has lost a bunch of weight or anything. But then again, he hasn't...
No, check this. Y'all seen this, right? Like, look it up. Just probably look up like
just
Roger.
Google it.
Look up Quiznos and children or something like that. This is our new spokesperson, Roger. Roger hasn't lost a bunch of weight or anything. But then again, he hasn't fucked any kids. Eat safe. Quiznos. It's like, internet is so ruthless.
I got another topic for you. You think podcasts are dying?
I don't think so, because there's an underlying part of the internet that loves to listen to things that they find interesting. So if you have podcasts that are touching on topics that you're interested in, whether it is politics, sports, finance, technology or anything, I don't think podcasts are dying. I think they're just evolving a bit.
But there are some people out there who don't know what a podcast is.
Because podcast is still like a new thing to a lot of the people that don't know internet. Like, podcast is like the new version of radio. of like talk radio.
With no commercials, just like
With no
a little
commercials,
bit, just a little bit of ad, just a little bit of plug in here and there.
Yeah, you know, they like have maybe like a little bit of banner underneath of that, or like Rooster Teeth just like reads off an ad for their Dollar Shave Club and all that. We're not getting paid for that. Darn it. But it's a minimal situation, and they're kind of really underappreciated, I think, because to some it's just people are just talking very dullingly. But if you have like for certain podcasts, it's the enjoyment behind it. Like, you know, Night Vale? Yeah. Night Vale is an entirely scripted situation with just this, you know, Halloween town, basically, with all these crazy things going on. And it's entirely scripted. Whole, you know, mess of just creativity runs into that. And that's effectively a podcast. It's just this real talk radio.
I like talk radio. There's some good ones out there. I'm not big on talk radio, but I think that's where podcast comes into play.
Yeah. And podcast can be either just the audio or video. And I think the video podcast is a whole nother dynamic. Yeah, it can be one or the other. I mean, there's some that literally have the video and then they just put out the audio later. So you can just listen to the podcast while you're, you know, at work or something like that. So it's like multimedia, but the video just adds that extra element of just seeing the people, seeing how they interact. Because when you're on just the audio, you only have 10% of the entire conversation. You get that other part where you see people's facial expressions that you can't hear when someone says something crazy, and then the other person just like...
Yeah. Dude, what do you think about the 14-year-old that got arrested for bringing a clock to school?
What do you think about that? Because I think it's a pretty straightforward thing. That's hi, I'm a Muslim kid. I brought a clock to school because I'm a genius.
It's so like... God, what is that word? It's so like... Not stupid. Frustrating. It's
over...
It's like, what do you think of a Muslim? Like,
yeah.
Oh, he has a clock. He's Muslim. It must be a bomb. Immediately,
stereotype.
Yeah, that word. For some reason, I can't think of that word. Dude, it's a 14-year-old kid. Dude, if a white kid brought a clock like that to school, they automatically would have named him a genius.
He would have made the same level of news under a different name. Yes.
And just because it's Muslim, it has to be a bomb. And he's 14 years old. It's a 14 years old
What grade is that? What grade is it? Like freshman? 8th grade?
I think it's still middle school.
Yeah, it's still middle school, something like that. Like, in the Florida system, he's like in 7th or 8th grade out of 12 grades. Yeah. So he's still in that area where there's no permanent record.
But like he got taken to jail.
Yeah. All that.
He got processed and all that, and he got interrogated without his parents.
Oh, that just sounds illegal. Because you have to have legal representation with you and whatnot.
It's a 14-year-old kid, man. Like, what is a 14? Like, I don't care if he's Muslim or not. It's still a 14-year-old kid. Like, no 14-year-old kid should go.
Well, there was a study that went on. This was aimed towards more the black community and everything like that, with how cops see children differently. But like for 8-year-olds all across, like every single minority I'm about to list here is 8 years old in this study. But how the cop perceives their age is the difference thing. 8-year-old white kids are perceived as their age or maybe even younger. Hispanics are perceived at maybe their age but older. Black kids are perceived as significantly older than what they are. So like an 8-year-old is seen as a teenager.
Wow.
Not as like, oh, they look like a teenager physically. It's more of what they expect from that demographic of people. And I think that's kind of what's playing into the stereotype and the reaction that happened with the kid, sorry I don't know his name, that brought the clock to school.
Ahmed Mohammed, I think. Ahmed Mohammed. It's just... Cops are having a bad rep.
Or cops are law enforcement situations a piece of shit.
It's getting worse and worse ever since.
Well, it's more being publicly announced and everything at this point.
And it's funny, it's not on the news. It's more on social media than anything.
Tumblr is my newsfeed. Tumblr is my newsfeed. I only follow like 60 to 100 people, but Tumblr is my newsfeed. It's where I found out about most of Ferguson, most of the Baltimore riots.
Dude, Twitter
all
fucking
over.
Blew up, dude, when Ferguson happened.
You know,
oh my God.
Remember the transgender girl that killed herself? Leah, I believe her name was? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Yeah. Tumblr. She put out a goodbye letter and then ran onto a bus.
What the hell?
She is where I believe Caitlyn Jenner, she was the linchpin or the little tug that began this transgender thing with Caitlyn Jenner and everything. And Caitlyn does her things by her own methods, but in terms of what the global populace, in terms of what the internet populace is seeing, Leia, that should be her name. Correct me on that, please. But she was under that conservative Christian upholding where her mom was always like, no, boy, whatever name, I can't remember the male name that she was given, but she always identified as a female, and her mother would not accept that of her, would not let her be herself, and she couldn't deal with it. She wrote a goodbye letter, which is out there on the internet, and ran onto a bus.
It's sad. It's crazy.
And that is the martyr of the transgender movement right now. That is the ultimate martyr right now. While Caitlyn is sort of the face of the growth that we're experiencing as a culture and as a people, of understanding that there are these weird things out there. Like, it's physiologically guys, but they are girls. Like, in their head, in how they feel, they are girls. It's
basically a guy body with a girl soul.
Yeah,
that's the way they put it.
Yeah,
Still really interesting.
It's a profound thing that this is actually like coming about, and companies, and I kind of agree with this, but companies are now starting to add gender reassignment in their healthcare policies.
Yeah.
The thing is that I'm just like, but that's not going to do anything. That's not going to up anything like that, because very few people, I don't know what the stats are, but there's not a lot of people out there that have that transgender situation. So it's more of they're just piggybacking along with what looks more accepting and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. It's like, if you can, have Netflix pay for your gender reassignment, beautiful. But in terms of how I'm seeing how the companies are reacting, it's just bandwagoning. Which is, it's good for everyone.
It's good for everyone because
it's an enabling situation. Better. It's an accepting thing, and it helps people get to where they want to be. But the motive behind it is not holistic on the company's part. That's the only thing I'm trying to make sure I have clarified here. So, it's good working with you today.
All right, man.
This will be up as soon as possible because there's no editing needed to do for this CarCast. We just had our fun little day with it's our prank playlist. This is our first official prank. The previous one, which was the mayonnaise day, which the second part should be coming out this afternoon. What's today's date?
Today is the 24th of September.
So the afternoon of the 24th, the second part of Mayonnaise Day should be out. This CarCast, our first CarCast with Joze and I, this will be out as soon as possible. Hopefully today, maybe later on. Check us out with Pseudo Films with a P. Pseudo. Pseudo Films. Find us on our Instagrams and everything like that. King Solomon 76.
The Hidden Goat.
DA Hidden Goat?
No, The Hidden Goat.
The Hidden Goat. And then, was Jason still an Extreme Kiwi?
Yeah.
An Extreme Kiwi?
An Extreme Kiwi.
Yeah. So check out Silly, Joze and Aaron and all that next time.